Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. So today we are gonna take a look at how I edit my Instagram photos. I get so many comments about this recently from the videos where I recreated other people's Instagram photos. Probably the most asked question was what I use to Photoshop the photos, and that would be Photoshop. It's not like some other kind of app, it's just literally Photoshop. I know a lot of people like Lightroom. Photoshop and Lightroom are almost the same thing. You can do a lot more in Photoshop. So pretty much anything that you can do in Lightroom, you can also do in Photoshop. So here's the look that we're going for. It's the teal and orange kind of look. It's pretty popular on Instagram right now. I've always sort of liked that teal and orange look. The way I'm gonna show you guys is how I do it in Photoshop. Here's a little before and after of one of them so you can see how different it looks. Also, if you don't follow me on Instagram already, you should totally do that. Yeah, it'll be linked below. So I'm like super extra and I edit all my Instagram photos in Photoshop. I don't even know how it happened. It was a gradual thing. I basically just make my own filter. I do almost the exact same thing on every photo, but I'll adjust it for the skin tone and stuff because some photos it just doesn't really look that good. Okay, so this one is good because we have like a nice blue backdrop, so it's gonna look really cool. So what I do when I double click on the photo, it opens up this whole thing in Photoshop, and all these tools that you see on the right you get in Lightroom as well. What I'm gonna do you can do in Lightroom or Photoshop. I'm just doing it in Photoshop, but like it's pretty easy in Lightroom too. If the photo isn't a raw photo, it's not gonna open up to this page, but I'll show you how to get to this even if it's not a raw photo. So let's say you open up the photo and that window doesn't pop up with all the other options. Get to it, you just click filter and then camera raw filter. And then it pops up with all that stuff. And this is like where you can actually like do some cool stuff, I think. So with this kind of photo, first I would like brighten it up a little bit. So I'll usually bring up the exposure. I'll add a little of this clarity tool. I don't know, I just think it looks good. It adds a little bit of contrast, but in a different way than this contrast button. And then to get the coloring that I like, I go under this camera calibration section. But this is like the coloring that I do. So I go to the blue primary hue and drag that to -100. And then I go to the red primary and go +50. And you can see like I look super orange now in this photo. So we're gonna fix that, don't worry. If it seems too strong, you can even do a little bit less. Like you could go like 30 and 80, but I'll usually just do 150. And then we'll go over to HSL/grayscale. And then I usually bring down the saturation a little bit on the orange because it's kind of like extra. And then I'll add a little bit of luminance on the orange. I just think that looks good. Sometimes I'll add saturation on the blue too if I like, I don't know, it looks super fake if you add too much, but like it can be cool to add a little bit. Or, ooh, kind of like it with less actually. And then you can change the hue. So I will usually do that for my skin tone because it looks really weird. So you can see I could be like pink or green, whatever. But if you just change it a little bit on the orange, you'll get some more natural colors. And that is literally it. That's how I make my own filter. That's like what I do to almost every photo. But sometimes you will run into the problem of your skin just being so orange that you can't fix it. So what I do to fix that, let me show you real quick. Okay, so let's take this photo and I'll just do like the normal stuff that I'll do to the photo to kind of like give it a nice look. So I'll do the blue and the orange thing, and we could like my skin, it just looks weird. Like it doesn't look like a human. I'll put everything back to normal, basically. We'll leave the clarity and the exposure though. And I'll go open image, unlock it, duplicate the layer. And on the top layer, we're gonna go into camera raw filter. And then I'll just do the normal adjustments. So -100, +50, and like a little bit of luminance. Since we have like two layers, you can just use the eraser tool and now you can just kind of erase where you don't want it to look orangey. So we'll just go in like that and my skin's back to normal. Woo, just like that. So now you can do with this other layer, you can make the whole thing like purple and your skin will look fine. You know, you can go in and be like, let's make it super crazy, but your skin still looks normal. That's how you do that, because yeah, you don't wanna look like, sometimes it's not even orange, it's just like a weird tone. So that's pretty much how I do that. It even does look cool to do this on an iPhone picture. Like, I'll show you guys an iPhone picture that I recently took. Okay, so here's an iPhone picture of me and Janine Amapola, my neighbor. If you guys don't know her, you should. So this was just taken on an iPhone, but it'll still look pretty cool if we do these adjustments. I'll just do them real quick. And it looks pretty cool. Our skin actually looks really orange in this one, so I'm gonna fix that. And then we'll just, like I said, basically just erase. And that looks pretty cool, actually. I think that that looks better than any random filter that I would find on an app. I don't know, I just like making my own filters, but I literally just use this one. So, okay, let me know what other kind of videos like this you want, like maybe how I edit videos a certain way, photos, whatever. I'll probably do some more of like how I shoot photos. Follow me on Instagram if you guys wanna see more of my photos or have any questions about them or whatever. And yeah, I'll see you guys in my next video. Bye.